Well, happy Halloween, everyone. It's time for another Blu-ray update, and this is actually an update that I've wanted to do since I picked these up back in June, but I figured they'd work better for Halloween than they would in June. Although, I had intended to put this out earlier in the month, but I got distracted with other stuff and other videos. But now that I'm here, barring catastrophe, knock on wood. Okay, so we'll begin. So this is a sets of movies that have actually been on my list for a while. Previously, these were released on DVD, and I've been meaning to pick them up for probably about 10 years. Never did. I think they're actually still in my Amazon wish list where they've been sitting forever. But I finally pulled the trigger and got the Blu-rays of the 4 that have been released so far. There should be 6. And sorry, I'm just jostling stuff around here in the background. But yeah, there should be 6. And hopefully at some point the other 2 will get released. But we're going to take a look at the 4 that we have now. So, Universal Monsters Complete Legacy Collections. So to start us off, see if we can go in a little bit tighter. There we go. So to start us off, probably this is, I think, for the most part, probably the best known, the Frankenstein collection. So, Frankenstein Legacy. I've watched the first 3. So, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein. Actually, in the past week, I've been working my way through these slowly. I've basically also held off watching them until October because they felt like more of a late fall Halloween type deal. Well, mid-fall, early fall, whatever. So we're going to take a look at these in a little bit more detail. But anyway, so here's the front of Frankenstein. There's the back. The extras that I've watched, I think they're mainly the same ones that were on the DVD releases. They're all fairly old. I think between the copyright dates are between like 2000 and 2003, so just standard def, but still well worth watching. But anyway, so here's the back, and they have a slip cover, or slip case, and I want to make sure I got these while it was still available, because I have a feeling like everything else, after the original run is over, they won't be available anymore. So inside we've got a regular Blu-ray keep case, obviously same stuff that's on the front, or same stuff that's on the slip cover. So just take a look inside. So here's the discs. So here you see the listing. So Frankenstein has its own disc, as does Bride of Frankenstein, which I think actually is probably the more popular. I know it's the more highly regarded of the 2, but frankly I love both movies. Then we have Son of Frankenstein, and then the later Frankenstein movies, which Boris Karloff was only in the first 3. As far as I know, I haven't watched beyond that. But Ghost of Frankenstein, and these sets, movies will appear in multiple sets. So here we got Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, which is obviously also in the Wolfman. We got House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. And then underneath the disc, you can get it to come out. There you go. And then you just got information about the movie. So there we go. So that is the Frankenstein set. And I should say this is one of the first 2 to come out. The second, I think possibly the second best known in the series, we have Dracula with Bela Lugosi. Well, at least in the first one. So yeah, the Dracula set, which I believe the first 2, Frankenstein and Dracula, came out a year ago, and then the next 2 came out after that. And I have no idea when the other 2 are going to be coming out. But anyway, so here we've got Dracula. Take a look at the front. And again, take a look at the back. Then we'll take a look at the discs themselves. So again, Blu-ray keep case, same artwork and everything that's on the slip case or slip cover, sliding slip cover, however you want to call those. But anyway, so same thing. So on the first disc, we've got Dracula. So this is the 1931 movie. And then with this one, everything else is 2 movies per disc. but it's not really an issue. Blu-ray, 50 gigs per disc, you've got a lot of room to play with, so there's not compression issues. I should say with the DVD sets, at least with the early ones, they were flipper discs. I think they were re-released later, and I think the later releases were non-flipper discs. I don't know, somebody can let me know if you got that set. I almost bought it last year, but I decided I'd hold out for these. So we've got Dracula's daughter, son of Dracula, again, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein again. Okay. And then under it, you've just got the basic information about the films. Okay, and that's it for Dracula. I'm just going to put this back in the case. And next, so these were the two, I think these were the two the later ones released. And also, this is an example of why I don't like the fact that everything is very very impossible, difficult to find in brick and mortar stores. So I have to order these from Amazon. And here, the Wolfman, you can see how the bottom of the case was decimated. If this was in a store, I would not have bought it. I would have looked for one that wasn't destroyed. One of the reasons why I prefer buying in a physical store than buying from Amazon. But here we have the Wolfman Complete Legacy Collection, as goes my phone. I haven't actually watched any of these yet, so we're just looking at the set. So all 7 original films, and then bonus features. And in terms of the actual Wolfman movies, there basically was one, then some later standalone films that, as far as I know, were not really related to the first one, and then films that appear in other sets. So we'll just open this up. Okay, and so here is the set. Again, keep case. Then as we go in, so we've got, you see all the film information right there. And again, pretty much the same setup as the other ones. So the Wolfman, which is the primary movie, has its own set. Then most of these, I think all of them, we've actually seen before. So once again, we've got Frankenstein meets the Wolfman, the House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and again, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. And because, I'm assuming because there wasn't a whole lot of actual Wolfman movies, just those which are kind of tangentially, I can't even talk today. Those that are roughly related but not really related were thrown on here just as something to even it out, because the set itself probably wouldn't be worth it. If it was just the Wolfman, you could just buy the standalone movie because you could get the other films elsewhere. So at least we have a Werewolf of London and She-Wolf of London. So there we go. And next, another famous set, and for those of you that watched The Mummy, the Tom Cruise movie, and think that it was a remake of the 1999 Mummy, well, no, it actually existed a long time before that. This is actually the first film featuring the Mummy, so this is the original, at least film-wise, source material. We have The Mummy Complete Legacy Collection, so the first movie from 1932. No CGI in this one, obviously. So here's the set, and this one also, I've watched the first Mummy movie, but I haven't watched the other ones yet. And what is going on with my phone? I'll look at that later. I don't know, maybe YouTube telling me more of my videos have been demonetized. Yes, that's been a thing lately, but I'm going to make another ranty video about that at some other time. But anyway, so here's the back. And we'll take a look at the set again, as I bump and destroy things. So, The Mummy Complete Legacy Collection. Okay, and same thing, so movie information on the side, then The Mummy, the main movie, on its own disc, and then we have, I haven't seen any of these, I've just watched the first one, which I had seen before anyway, but we have The Mummy's Hand, The Mummy's Tomb, The Mummy's Ghost, The Mummy's Curse, and Abbott and Costello this time meet the Mummy. So in this one, not really anything from, for the most part, other things. So yeah, this Mummy was more kind of a standalone sort of thing. But anyways, so that is the Universal Monsters collection. And I'm recording this on October 31st, and I'm planning to have it up today. We'll see if that happens. I think the dog wants more food. But anyways, and yes, in my last video, if you've been watching my my Blu-ray videos for a while, just leave a comment just to let me know who you are and how long you've been watching. I've already had quite a few on my last update. And in one of my upcoming Blu-ray updates, I'm going to do a series of shoutouts. Lexi is actually probably going to help me with that. If you don't know who Lexi is, she is my husky. Because some of the shoutouts that I got were people that come for Lexi's videos. So it only makes sense that she participates as well. And that is everything for this video. So, as always, everyone, thank you for watching. Happy Halloween, and have a great day.